Welcome to the presentation Money Matters, but Life Matters More. Aligning wealth with what matters most. This presentation was created from the ebook under the same name. I am Chris Holcomb, certified financial planner, certified Kingdom advisor, and chartered retirement plan specialist at Heritage Financial Advisors in Columbia, Maryland. If we haven't met before, I'd love to chat with you. Please call me at 410-975-8387 or email me, chris@heritagefinancialadvisors.com. Why did I write this book? Because it's not just about managing money, it's about meaning. I wanted to help clients gain clarity, live with purpose, and experience confidence. We use a values-based approach because your faith and your beliefs shape your strategy. And freedom is just not a number, it's your lifestyle. And also, your future deserves more than just good intention. We call it the treasure plan. In Matthew 6:21, it says, "Where your treasure is, your heart will be also." Financial planning is about aligning wealth with values. Our core principle is that direction is much more important than the data. Our values for the treasure plan are faith, freedom, family, friends, fitness, and finances. Ask yourself, what faith-based values should my money reflect? What does freedom mean to me? And who am I protecting and providing? Here's a couple reflection activity questions. Take a deep breath and reflect. Which of these 6 values, faith, freedom, family, friends, fitness, and finances, is strongest in your life today? And which one might need more attention? For example, you could say, I feel strongest in my family because we have good relationships. I want to grow in my finances because I'm not saving enough for retirement. The treasure map summary. When money aligns with values, planning becomes purposeful and legacy becomes intentional. Let's move on to the next exercise. Live well and give more. This guided process is based on a powerful metaphor, the wheel. A well-balanced wheel moves forward with ease, but an unbalanced one, it wobbles, strains, and gets stuck. The same is true for your life. Using 3 custom wheels, life, money, and giving, we help clients visualize balance, identify where the gaps are, and learn how to start moving forward towards lasting fulfillment. Wheel number 1 is life. The categories are physical, financial, work, lifestyle, mental, spiritual, family, relationships. What you're going to do is rate yourself as how successful you feel from 0 to 10. So the first 0 is in the center of the circle and 10 is at the perimeter. So along this continuum, rate yourself on how successful you feel in each category: physical, relationship, family, spiritual, mental, lifestyle, work, and financial. For example, if you feel really good physically, and say at a 7, 8, or 9, put a 7 or 8 there with a dot, and then go on to the next. Relationships, if you're not feeling as successful, a 5, you put a dot and a 5 there. Family, maybe it's more like an 8, put an 8 and a dot there, so on and so forth, until you've completed all the continuum. Do this very quickly. Don't think a lot about it. I want it to come right from your first impressions. So once you've done that, you've put a dot and you rated yourself in each area. I want you to then think about what habit, discipline, or behavior do I need to start, expand, or stop to increase my success rating and balance out the wheel. So we use SMART goals to help us. SMART is an acronym that means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Here's a couple examples. So something you might want to start is read 20 pages of a nonfiction book and do that daily. Something you might want to increase is your walking from 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And maybe you want to reduce sugar by not eating desserts 6 days a week. Let's move on to wheel number two, money. The categories there are debt, insurance, estate planning, retirement, college, taxes, charity, and cash flow. Again, doing the same thing. Zeros in the middle, tens at the perimeter. Rate yourself in each category along that continuum. Again, first impressions, don't think too hard about it. I want it to be right at the top of your mind. And again, just remember what you do is you put a dot at how successful you feel. Like maybe you feel like you have too much debt in this example. You put maybe a 1, 2, or 3, put a dot there, put a number, and then go on to the next one and do the same thing until you've completed all the sections. So we're going to ask ourselves again, what habit, discipline, or behavior do I need to start, expand, or stop to increase my success rating and balance out the wheel? Using the SMART goal technique again, both specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based, here's a couple examples. Maybe you want to increase your retirement savings by 1%, and you do that every January. Maybe you need to still get your will done. You want to get that done in the next 30 days. And something that you want to eliminate is car loan debt. So you're going to get rid of that in 6 months. Rule number three is giving. The categories there are time, skills, donations, and organization. Now, this is a little bit harder to create and follow the theme of the previous wheels, but we tried to give it a go anyway. So in the categories on the left side are skills, time, and donations. You can see those are fairly simple. I've given you a couple free spaces as well. But on the right hand, I need to do some more explaining. So what I wanted you to do there is pick an organization that maybe you contribute to as a young person, maybe one you're contributing to now, and maybe one you're contributing to in the future. If you don't have, categories or organizations in each of those categories, just pick three categories. Maybe you're working with three organizations right now, or maybe you're working with one organization and you can see yourself working with two organizations in the future. Regardless of what that combination is, just pick three organizations. And if you're already supporting them, then certainly you could pick a number on the continuum fairly easily. If you're not, then you're just going to have to pick a number as how well you think you will contribute to them in the future. Again, we're asking ourselves, what habit, discipline, or behavior do I need to start, expand, or stop to increase my success rating and balance out the wheel? Using the SMART goal technique again, here's a couple specific examples. Maybe you add volunteering at the Red Cross for 4 hours a month. Maybe you decide to increase your giving by 10% every year. And maybe you decide to coach my kids' sports team in the spring and in the summer. The last category we're going to talk about or exercise is a life of margin. Margin is the space between your load and your limits. Three types of margin: time, money, and meaningful giving. Let's look at the chart and just give you some ideas of what we're thinking about here. So one way to shift your time is to reduce your screen time by 30 minutes, and in return, spend that time reading or connecting with your family. In regards to money, maybe you set up an automatic savings plan for $200 a month to build some margin for additional travel or emergencies. On the giving, you decide to volunteer one Saturday a month. And the reason for that would be to live my values and support my community. Let's look at a couple of case studies. Jim and Beth are married professionals in their 50s focused on faith-aligned investing, college savings, and early retirement. They were managing, but not with clarity or unity. What they needed was a cohesive faith-aligned investment strategy, college funding and retirement projections, clarity around debt payoff, and financial responsibilities. When they went through these exercises, they used the wheel of giving as a family to select causes they care about. They consolidate retirement accounts with focus on retirement Roth strategies, create a margin for meeting plan, incorporating time, money, and giving goals, developed a plan for a sabbatical style travel year after paying off their mortgage. And where are they now? On track to retire at 62, actively giving to their church and several nonprofits, and greater unity around their finances and values. Reflection. How would deeper alignment with my spouse change our finances? Sarah is single, 58 years old, nurse, planning for retirement and legacy. She spent her life caring for others. Now she needs someone to help her care for her future. What she needed was retirement income projections and withdrawal strategy, Medicare guidance, a plan for charitable giving, and estate planning. When she went through the exercises, what changed as she completed the Wheel of Life and Wheel of Giving to clarify her priorities. She shifted to tax-efficient withdrawal strategy, including Roth conversion. And she named beneficiaries and established a donor-advised fund. Where is she now? Clear timeline for retirement with confidence in her coverage. Feels peace knowing her assets will benefit the next generation. Donates time monthly to a health-focused nonprofit. Reflection. What legacy do I want to leave with my money, time, and presence? Mike and Angela, a dual-income couple in their 40s with growing kids and competing priorities. They weren't off track. They simply needed direction aligned with their beliefs. What they needed: purpose-driven investment strategy, a plan to balance college funding, retirement savings, and debt elimination, a review of life insurance coverage, and estate planning. When they went through the exercises, what changed? They completed the Wheel of Money and the Wheel of Life to clarify priorities, set smart goals to guide college and retirement contributions, increased their life insurance coverage, made eliminating consumer debt a top priority. Where are they now? Enjoying progress on their 529 accounts, a clear debt reduction plan, and a structured retirement strategy. Looking forward to a family celebration when all the vehicles are paid off, and feeling confident knowing their family is better protected. Reflection. How can my family be transformed by planning through the lens of faith and purpose? Let's look at some margin myths. Number one, I'll save more when I earn more. The truth is, more income does not equal more margin unless you plan for it. Reflection. If I earned 1,000 more monthly, how would I use it to build margin? Myth number two, I'm too busy right now to make changes. The truth is, you don't need more time, you need better alignment. Reflection. What's one 30-minute block I could reclaim this week? Myth number three, faith-based investing isn't financially sound. The truth is, you do not have to choose between performance and principles. Reflection. What values do I want my investments to reflect? And myth number four, I have time to figure this out later. The truth is, time is your most powerful resource until it's gone. Reflection. What decision have I delayed that deserves action this week? Replace myths with truth. Change one myth. Write your new truth. Take one small action this week. Your journey towards a life that reflects what matters most. Clarity leads to confidence. Confidence leads to freedom, and freedom empowers you to live with purpose. You've done the hard part. You've looked within. You've taken the time to reflect. You've examined what matters to your faith, freedom, and family. You've assessed where you are and where you want to grow. This is more than most people ever do. Let's build a plan that reflects what matters most. The Heritage Method. We start with values, we guide with clarity, we walk with you into purpose. Schedule your call today at 410-975-8387 or on our website, heritagefinancialadvisors.com. Final takeaway. When your money reflects your values, life becomes more than manageable. It becomes meaningful. If you have any questions, please contact me at the office. Again, 410-975-8387 or Chris at heritagefinancialadvisors.com. Thanks for your time and have a great day.